Hey up guys, Songboy13. This is just a bit of an update. There is a hurricane watch, or even a hurricane warning, for Hawaii. The hurricane name is Hurricane Lane. I think that's the name. Yeah, so, as we know, over 1 million people across Hawaii have been the first signs of a hurricane. We know it's called Lane. It's a Category 4 cyclone or hurricane. As we know, it was briefly a Category 5, it was downgraded as a Category 4, still a very powerful hurricane nonetheless. It could become the first major hurricane to make landfall there in 26 years. And that wasn't even when I was born yet, when the last major hurricane hit Hawaii, which was in 1992. So as we know as I speak, the storm is moving ever so closer to the main country of Hawaii, or the Hawaiian Islands, with sustained winds roughly just over 140 miles per hour, and forecasters say it could be on course to pass very close to the islands, or even worse, make landfall from Thursday through Friday. Today is Thursday, 23rd August, but it's several hours back, and the video's released at 6, so it's Thursday afternoon that Hawaii may be watching this. But anyways, it could be devastating. That the authorities are urging residents to aside 2 weeks worth of food and water. So be prepared to seek shelter in places with probably up to 2 weeks of food supplies and water and any other necessaries. Hawaii Goof David Ige said at a press conference on Wednesday. So we know buses around Honolulu have been picking up residents in need and taking them to shelters. So we know all public schools cancelled until further notice, and many state employees have been asked to stay at home as well. It's unclear how close Lane will get to the islands and how much damage it will cause, but forecasters say the storm threatens to bring potentially dangerous winds, landslides with ocean water, and heavy rain can potentially cause major flooding. The storm was in the Pacific, just over 200 miles south-southwest of the big island town of Kalaukona early Thursday. So why is Hurricane Lane so rare? As we know, hurricanes actually very rarely make landfall in Hawaii, and some people haven't even lived through one. Hurricane Dot hit the islands in 1959, followed by Hurricane Inkley, like I just said, in 1992. So there's only a few storms in the Central Pacific. The Atlantic or Eastern Pacific usually see many more storms. Plus the Hawaiian Islands present a small target in the Pacific Ocean. Hawaii gets a named storm within 60 miles of its coastline about once every 4 years on average, forecasters say. So tropical storm force winds can stretch over 230 miles, which is greater than the distance from the Hilo to Honolulu. Even if the hurricane doesn't make landfall, it could still have widespread impact. So, not surprisingly, all of the Hawaiian Islands are under weather alert. So hurricane warning is in effect for Hawaii and Maui counties, meaning hurricane conditions are expected there. Ohio and Kauai, sorry if I can't pronounce it correctly, are under a hurricane watch, meaning hurricane conditions are possible and winds of at least 39 miles per hour are anticipated in the next few days. So how are people reacting? Well, people have been rushing to stores for supplies. They were stocking up on canned foods, raiment, water and toilet paper. Some were hoping for generators and also plywood to board their windows. Others have been filling up their propane tanks and waiting in lines that circle around the block to get gases for their cars. So I'm filling up my bathtub with some water, hoping to board my main windows at a time. A shopper on the Big Island told CNN on Tuesday. Authorities are asking people to seek shelter before it's too late, or stay in their homes if they believe those structures can withstand hurricane winds. So many others are leaving. Long lines were seen at airports in Honolulu as hundreds of people were trying to catch flights out to the islands before the storm comes closer. The 15 airports through the state will remain open as long as they don't suffer damage to their infrastructure or the debris makes flight operations unsafe, the Hawaiian Department of Transportation said in a statement. Even President Donald Trump approved a disaster declaration for Hawaii on Wednesday ahead of the storm. So in a statement announcing Trump's approval, Governor David Ige said Hawaii had submitted the request for a presidential major disaster declaration for help with the impact the hurricane may have in the islands. So as we know, the approval of the presidential disaster declaration means that Hawaii will have quick and effective access to financial resources in the wake of Hurricane Lane, as our communities and residents recover from any damage and losses caused by the storm. We are grateful to the President and FEMA for the swift approval of our request as our state braces for the severe weather ahead, the Governor said. That's what experts are saying. So we know tropical storm force winds from 39 to 73 miles per hour. Rain could be seen on portions of the Big Island and Maya County on Thursday, as the Central Pacific Hurricane Center says. As the outer bounds of Hurricane Lane continue approaching islands, steady and heavy rain could lead to major flash flooding. Most areas expected to see roughly 10 to 15 inches of rain. Few places could get more than 20 inches of rain. Over 8 inches of rain were reported on Wednesday on the Big Islands, the National Weather Service office in Honolulu said. The downpours could also lead to landslides. Another important threat is storm surge, so the combination of a dangerous storm surge and large breaking waves will raise water levels roughly by much as 2 to 4 feet above normal tide levels along south and west, facing shores near the centre of Lane, Hurricane Centre said. The surge will be accompanied by large and destructive waves. So as well, while the exact path of Lane remains very uncertain, CM meteorologist Peter Giovanni says the storm could weaken as it nears the islands. Conditions could trigger a weakening of Lane in the coming days, but could still pose danger as it's likely to remain a Category 1 cyclone/hurricane. So for all the residents who are living in Hawaii, please stay safe. Hopefully the storm may not be quite as bad as it may be previously predicted, but as we know, we'll keep an update on it. It could make landfall, but we'll be thinking of you, Hawaii, and we hope it won't be too catastrophic. I may have to do another update, hopefully not, if the conditions are quite severe or the results are catastrophic across the country of Hawaii. Alright, or was I say Hawaii perhaps, but anyways, that's it for this video. Also, Weather Hub TV may probably give you an update on the hurricane in the next few days, so do check out his channel, subscribe to his channel as well. He's a brilliant YouTuber who gets on close calls with tornadoes and hurricanes, checks them regularly, so I advise you should definitely check and subscribe to Weather Hub TV. Anyways, that's it for this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Storm's now out.